Hey everybody, it's Dan O'Donnell here, and I'm going to do a second game demonstration for Better Me, the game of growth and friendship. This is something that people really said they wanted, was to see how the game works. So I'm going to do a better one. The last one, the sound quality wasn't that great, and it was dark outside. So here we go. First thing you do is you go to bettermegame.com/play, and you can download the game board, which is right here. You can print that out. And you can also access the random card generator, which is right here. So you can see on there we've got the different categories of cards. You can push those and they'll just automatically draw a random card from that category. So let's go ahead and start. I just got two random household items. I've got a ring here and a coin. So just like you can do at home, you just pick up whatever and you can play with that. I've also got a die, but there is a random dice roller. There's the link right there at bettermegame.com/play so that you can use that online if you don't have one laying around. So what you do to start, it's a two-player game, so both players are going to roll to see who goes first. So high roller goes first. So the lion ring rolls a 1, the coin a 3. So coin goes first. So Mr. Coin, it's your roll. And he rolls a 4. And you start up and to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he lands on the people category. And people. So here we go. I hit the people button. Wait a second and the card pops right up on there. So here we go. When you make a mistake, slip and fall, or say something embarrassing that makes others laugh, are you able to laugh at yourself as well? Taking ourselves lightly and being able to smile or laugh when we mess up is a quality that makes us fun to be around and saves us from the stress of trying to be perfect. Receive 1 point for drawing this card and sharing your thoughts. All players are welcome to share. I'm okay at this. I wouldn't say I'm great at it. Sometimes I laugh when I do something stupid. I guess maybe it depends on who's watching and their reaction. But not taking myself too seriously is something that I could improve on some, I think. I don't know. I'd say maybe I'm like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Definitely not perfect. And I would like to get better at that because I don't think there's any reason to take ourselves too seriously. So I forgot to grab the game sheet. Give me just 1 sec. So since the coin player earned a point on that one, this is the game sheet. And they're on this game sheet, on the free version of the game, up at the top you can fill in your points so you can keep track of how many you've got. The goal is to get 3 points in all of the 5 categories, and once you've done that, you're fulfilled. The first player to do that wins. So that was a people. So I'm just going to mark that box people, and that's all I have to do on that one. Mark the people box, done. Okay, so now it's the ring player's turn. Here we go. And a 1. That's heart. So now I go back to the random card generator. I hit heart and see what pops up. What work or accomplishment has been particularly meaningful or fulfilling for you? Why? 1 point for drawing this card and sharing. You know, first thing that pops to my mind is 2 things actually. This board game is one for sure, but some years ago I coached middle school football and I really had a good time with that. It wasn't just about teaching football, obviously. It was about helping the kids see what they were capable of and do things that they didn't initially think they could do. And also, you know, building character, doing things that are hard, learning a little bit of discipline. Obviously, it was middle school. It wasn't exactly the Marines. But, you know, kids learn to be a little bit more mentally tough and to play hard for their teammates and to be a part of a group effort and all that sort of thing. So that, let's see, 1 point for drawing this card and sharing. So I would just mark in the heart category. I would just check that box. Boom. There we go. And I'm just doing it on one sheet because obviously I'm 2 players, you know, one guy pretending to be 2 players. So back to the ring, or I mean the coin. He rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, landing on body. Back to the card generator, which is at bettermegame.com/play. I think a tablet would be ideal. Phone works, it's just a little bit small. Body. Boom. I don't have an iPad or a tablet, so I just use my phone. 1 minute of silence. All players close their eyes for 1 minute with no talking. Think of your happy place, either real or imagined. Imagine it in detail, the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, every sensation, right down to the breeze and the clothes you're wearing. 1 point for drawing this card. So I'm not going to do a minute of silence right here on the video, but I remember this one came up a few games ago when I was playing, and everybody really liked it. It sounds a little funny. It's not something that I do on a regular basis, but when the game has made me do it, I ended up really liking it. And the place I tend to think about is being out on my boat in the San Juan Islands and cruising around with my dog, seals out in the water, you know, the smell of the salt water, the sun, the mist off of the front of the boat when you're cruising around, and yeah, kind of the motion of just sitting there when you're not even moving in a boat. So that was my happy place, and thinking about it was pretty awesome. I haven't been out there in, I don't know, probably a little over a year. So next, Mr. Lion Ring, your roll. 1. Mind. He's not exactly flying around the course here. Mind. Back to the card generator, hit mind. And what's an inspiring or empowering story you enjoy? It could be a book, movie, parable, etc. How does it inspire you? 1 point for drawing this card and sharing. First one to pop into my mind is the story of Sylvester Stallone writing Rocky. And that story, basically, a few different companies, or one different company, whatever it was, one company wanted to buy the script off him for the Rocky movie, and they did not want him to star in it. They just looked at him as a writer and said, yep, we'll buy the script and we'll make it into a movie, but we don't really want you to be involved. And he didn't accept that, even though he was flat broke at the time. And the story of how he persevered and made it, selling his dog, getting his dog back, his dog's in the movie. It's, you know, the movie itself is inspiring, but when you hear the story behind it, I think you'd have a new appreciation for the whole thing. So if you just go online and search in Tony Robbins' Rocky story, Tony Robbins does a really good job of telling that story, so I highly recommend that. And it says all players are welcome to share, so at this point other players at the table could share that story that inspires them as well. So I get 1 point, and that's in the mind category. So again, I'll mark my sheet, boom, got my check mark. And again, the goal is to get 3 points in each of the 5 categories. The first player to do that wins. And one part of the game that's pretty unique is there's a gift exchange. So everybody brings something and everybody's going to receive something. The first player to fulfill, the winner, gets first pick of the gifts. So that's the incentive to move forward quickly and take action. So back to the coin. So that's 1, 2, and he lands on people and also passed the forge. So what that means, passing the forge gives you a wild card, and landing on people, you get to draw both cards. So passing the forge is an advantage. Rolling big numbers is an advantage. Okay, so I'm going to draw people first, and then I'll draw the wild card. What are you grateful for and why? 1 point for drawing this card and sharing. 1 additional point for any player committing to writing a letter of appreciation or gratitude. It can be sent via email, snail mail, or even read to them in person or over the phone. Who am I grateful to? Lots of people, but obviously my parents for everything they've done for me, and for being supportive and understanding when I moved to Thailand, and just being okay with that and not trying to talk me out of it or anything like that. I hear about that happening to other people, so I'm really grateful for that support. And I'm grateful for all the people that have helped me in developing this board game and telling their friends about it and supporting the Kickstarter project, which is ongoing right now if you're watching this before November 14th of 2014. So I really appreciate all that support from everybody. And yeah, so that's it. And then other players could commit and get a point if they want to write a letter of appreciation or gratitude. And actually, when this card comes up, it's usually one that most players, if not all players, choose to participate in, and they write emails to their family or friends they haven't talked to in a long time, or they write them an actual physical letter or postcard. So that's a pretty cool card. All right, so that point would be for people, and then I get a wild card draw. I'm going to go for, how about body? Sit up, stand up, oh no wait, sit up straight or stand up straight and with a confident posture. How is your posture normally? Posture not only affects the impression you make on others, but also how you feel and think about yourself. Players are welcome to share their thoughts. 1 point for drawing this card. So I would mark a point in body. Man, my posture is okay. I wouldn't say it's great, and it's not something I really think about a whole lot. So every time this card comes up, I sort of remember that I could improve on that. I sit a lot when I'm working on the computer, so I think I have room to improve here. And also, I think it's important to stand up and move around and not sit too much all day. So that can help my posture. When I'm standing, just try to keep my shoulders back and my head up, and also when I'm sitting, those two things. So okay, that's a point in body. Now it's back to Mr. Ring. It's a pretty cool ring, by the way, I think. So that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tangibles. I think that's the first tangibles card. Bam. Here comes the card. Create a positive message in public. Sidewalk chalk, car window markers, spray paint, paper flyers, etc. can be a great way to create a positive message that other people will see. 1 point to the player drawing this card, and 1 point to any player committing to creating a positive message in public. I actually played a game just a few days ago with a friend and got this card, and I committed to it. And what I did, I wasn't sure. I thought I would go right on dirty car windows. That's what I was planning on doing. But what I wound up doing was taking a piece of paper, and when people put a piece of paper on a bulletin board somewhere, and they put their phone number or whatever on the bottom on all the little tabs that people can rip off and take. So I wrote on the top of the paper, I wrote free smiles, take one, and I just drew a big smile. And then at the bottom I had all these little tabs that ask questions like, who do you admire, what are you grateful for, what went well today, and things like that. I probably had, 10 or 12 tabs along the bottom, and I taped it to the wall right by the button for the elevator in my building down on the ground floor. So right next to where everybody's going to push the button so they'd notice it. And I don't know, it took maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, and all the tabs were gone. By the time I went back down, because I thought I wanted to take a picture of it, probably 2/3 of them were gone within an hour. So, and then somebody wrote on it, thanks, can I have fries with that? So that was kind of fun. And I just left the piece, even though the tabs are all gone, I just left it sitting down there. So that's a really easy thing. It took me less than 5 minutes, and I don't know, I made at least a dozen people smile, probably a lot more. So let's see, how did that card read? I get a point for sharing, right? That would be 1 point for drawing this card, and 1 point to any player who commits to creating a positive message in public. Alright, so I'd get a point for drawing the card, and if this was a real game, I would probably commit to that. Almost definitely would. The last one was a lot of fun. Okay, now it's the coin. That's a 10-baht coin from Thailand, in case you're wondering. I'm in Thailand right now. 1. So tangibles, another tangibles card. I'm going to make this the last card to wrap it up. Remember, you can go play yourself down at bettermegame.com/play. You can print the board, you can print the player sheets, and then the rules and the cards and all that are online, so you don't even need to print those. Or you could print them out and take them camping or whatever, play on an airplane. Okay. I lost track. Tangibles. And the card is, are you familiar with the concept of a mastermind group? It is one of the most powerful tools you can use to improve your life. I just noticed I'm slouched over right now. That posture card. I need to sit up straight. Here we go. Adjust. Okay, it can be focused on business, health, spirituality, or it can include all aspects of members' lives. This game is actually a form of a mastermind group. 1 point for drawing this card and sharing your thoughts or questions on the mastermind group. 1 additional point for any player who commits to spending at least 15 minutes learning about the concept of a mastermind group. Okay, so I'm going to get a point for sharing. Let's see, my experience with masterminds, I've been in maybe 3, no, more like 4, I think, maybe 5, and I'm in one right now. Every time I'm in one, I get so much more done, and it really helps me to bounce my ideas off of other people who know what I'm up to and see if it makes sense. Most of the masterminds I've been in have been largely focused on business, but they were all open to other things too. So if we had some kind of personal situation going on, we could bring that up with the group, which is super helpful. And it's also a very confidential thing, so anything you say that you don't want other people to know about, it's understood that in the mastermind it stays within the group. So you can talk about literally everything from your marriage to your business, your health, whatever. And the one I'm in right now has actually had me moving forward much more quickly with this game than I would have otherwise. I make specific commitments. Like, one example was the game cards will be available online like they are now, and I said I would do that within a week, and it was up and available within probably 3 or 4 hours after the meeting. And then I got the electronic random card generator made within 24 hours. That's a helicopter going right over my house. And so anyway, if I wouldn't have had 2 other people that I told I was going to do that, and we all had it written down knowing that's what I was going to do, I wouldn't have had that pressure to make it happen so quickly. And I didn't just want to do it within a week. I actually thought I would impress them by doing it within a few hours. So I recommend highly that you check out the concept of a mastermind group. And actually, Jack Canfield has a great book called The Success Principles, and there's a great section on mastermind groups in there. I've modeled the ones I've been in after his recommendations. So, and again, Jack Canfield, if you're listening, let's play Better Me sometime. We have a friend in common, and we could sit down and play. So let's do that. Anyway, guys, go to betterme.com/play. bettermegame.com/play, and download the board, play this with your friends. And you can also, at bettermegame.com, you'll see our Kickstarter campaign, and you can go to that and pledge, get a copy of the game. There are different rewards with public thank yous. One reward even has me fly to you and facilitate a day of games, and you actually get 10 games included in that package. So check it out, share with your friends. You'd really be helping us out if you do that, and I hope you really like the game. Thank you all for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.